The winter winds whisper mournfully through FluffTown's darkened streets, biting deep into every structure. Inside their homes, residents huddled close, feeling the pervasive, unnatural chill seeped into their bones. Their breath mists visibly in living rooms, an eerie testament to the cold defying all logic. Blankets are clutched tighter, but the warmth seems a distant, forgotten memory here tonight. A pervasive sense of unease settles upon the town, a silent, creeping frost in their hearts. Yet, amidst this icy grip, a vibrant, impossible anomaly radiates with defiant life. The colossal glasshouse of borrowed sun stands shimmering, an emerald jewel in the frigid landscape. It pulses with an inner luminescence, a golden beacon against the encroaching, heavy darkness. Tropical foliage presses against its clear panes, lush and vibrant, a defiant splash of color. Exotic blossoms unfurl their petals, dripping with dew, oblivious to the town's shivering misery. The air within the glasshouse appears thick and humid, almost palpable in its vibrant warmth. Steam rises from hidden vents, creating a soft, ethereal fog around the towering plants. Even at the deepest hours of night, the structure glows with an unyielding, internal brilliance. It casts long, distorted shadows across the desolate, snow-dusted cobblestones outside its walls. Moss, wrapped in his patched coat, approaches the radiant glass, curiosity etched on his face. His breath plumes white in the cold air as he reaches out a hesitant, gloved paw. He presses his palm flat against the cool, smooth surface of the greenhouse's lowest pane. A faint tremor vibrates through the glass, a rhythmic thrumming beneath his sensitive touch. It feels like a slow, deliberate heartbeat, echoing deep within the very structure itself. The glass beneath his paw feels strangely alive, a living skin over an unseen pulse. He senses a deep, resonant hum, a low throb that seems to resonate with his own being. A shiver, not of cold, but of profound recognition, traces a path down his furry spine. The warmth radiating from the greenhouse feels ancient, borrowed from some forgotten, distant sun. The vibrant green moss clinging to the frame seems to ripple faintly, almost breathing with purpose. He pulls his hand back slowly, a thoughtful, troubled expression clouding his gentle features. The contrast between the town's chill and the glasshouse's heat creates a stark, unsettling dichotomy. The crew had heard the whispers, tales of homes growing colder, while this place thrived. A peculiar, almost unnatural silence descends upon the normally bustling FluffTown Square tonight. Only the distant, rhythmic hum of the greenhouse breaks the oppressive, heavy stillness. The air itself tastes of frost and something subtly sweet, like blooming, forbidden nectar. Luma, ever practical, observes the shimmering structure with a keen, analytical gaze. Pox, his tools glinting, surveys the glowing glass house with a wary, protective stance. Tick checks his chronowatch, noting the precise, unwavering intensity of the greenhouse's glow. Stitch, hands tucked into his pockets, feels the strange, alluring pull of the stolen warmth. They stand together, a silent vigil, contemplating the mystery of this radiant, vibrant anomaly. The collective shiver of FluffTown reaches them, a silent plea carried on the frigid wind. Luma begins her meticulous work, unfurling delicate thermal readers and holographic she traces the town's intricate network of heat conduits, normally a predictable, comforting maze. Her fingers dance across the holographic projections, following the energy flows with focused intent. A strange deviation appears, a subtle divergence from the established, familiar pathways. Thermal signatures, once flowing into homes, now veer sharply, diving deep beneath the surface. The conduits glow with an unnatural, vibrant intensity as they plunge into the subterranean darkness. She confirms the rerouting. The town's warmth is being siphoned, redirected with deliberate precision. These energy lines, she realizes, converge directly beneath the magnificent, glowing glass. A low, almost imperceptible hum emanates from the ground, confirming her unsettling discovery. The very earth beneath their feet feels subtly warmer here, betraying the hidden diversion. Luma's brow furrows, a flicker of concern crossing her usually calm, analytical expression. This isn't just a malfunction. It is a calculated, purposeful act of energy manipulation. Meanwhile, Pox, ever vigilant, investigates the physical infrastructure near the Glasshouse's base. His keen eyes scan the exposed pipes and junction boxers, searching for anomalies and alterations. He discovers a series of newly installed valves meticulously placed along the main conduits. These valves are robust, clearly designed for heavy-duty thermal rerouting, not simple repairs. Each brass valve bears an unsettling mark, a small, intricate seal of the foundation's wax. The wax glints darkly, a silent, ominous signature of the town's hidden architects. Pox's grip tightens on his wrench, a low growl rumbling deep in his chest. He recognizes the foundation's insidious touch, their subtle, pervasive influence on These aren't just repairs. They are deliberate modifications, part of a larger, unseen design. The valves feel cold to his touch. Despite the heat, they are meant to control and redirect. He notes the precise, almost surgical placement of each component, a chilling efficiency. The air around these valves hums faintly, a resonant frequency that only Pox seems to perceive. Tick, meanwhile, meticulously reviews the town's historical temperature logs and energy consumption data. His chronowatch glows with a soft, steady light, displaying complex algorithms and fluctuating numbers. He cross-references residential heating outputs with the Glasshouse's escalating internal temperatures. A clear, undeniable pattern emerges from the chaotic data streams and intricate calculations. Temperature drops across the residential sectors occur at fixed, precise intervals, like clockwork. They align perfectly with surges in the Glasshouse's radiant output, a chilling correlation. It's not random. It's a scheduled extraction, a methodical siphoning of the town's vital warmth. He likens it to a recurring tax, an invisible levy exactioned upon the unsuspecting residents. The town pays for the Glasshouse's splendor, an unseen tariff on their comfort and well-being. Tick's small, round glasses reflect the glowing data, his expression grim and deeply concerned. He inputs the data into a predictive model, forecasting future cold spells with chilling accuracy. The numbers don't lie. This is a systematic draining, a deliberate act of energy theft. Stitch observes the crew, his quiet presence absorbing the weight of their combined discoveries. He feels the chill in the air, a physical manifestation of the town's slowly diminishing vitality. The vibrant blooms inside the Glasshouse now seem less beautiful, more like stolen trophies. Luma points to a glowing line on her schematic, indicating the primary thermal artery. It leads directly into the ground beneath the Glasshouse, a gaping maw consuming precious heat. The sound of distant, chattering teeth echoes in his mind, a phantom sensation of the cold. Pax kicks a loose stone near a conduit, a frustrated, guttural sound escaping his lips. The foundation's mark, a constant reminder of their shadowy control, fuels his growing anger. Tick adjusts his spectacles, the weight of the calculated injustice pressing heavily upon him. The air grows heavier with the implications, the silent costs of this unnatural, blooming paradise. They realize the warmth is not simply borrowed. It is actively taken, a calculated sacrifice. The vibrant flowers, once symbols of beauty, now feel like a cruel mockery of the town's plight. The Glasshouse hums louder now, a contented purr, oblivious to the suffering it causes. A chill wind sweeps through the square, carrying the faint, sweet scent of tropical blossoms. The crew exchanges a somber glance, understanding the magnitude of the task ahead of them. Their mission solidifies. Restore the stolen warmth. Dismantle this beautiful, deceptible illusion. The glowing Glasshouse stands as a monument to their foes' insidious, pervasive influence. They must breach its secrets, expose the hidden mechanisms of this pervasive, chilling theft. The town shivers, waiting for its warmth to be returned, unknowingly held captive by beauty. The crew prepares to enter the radiant structure, the weight of their task pressing upon them. They approach the massive, ornate doors, feeling the strange dichotomy of warmth and dread. The air inside immediately wraps around them, thick and humid, a stark contrast to outside. It feels like stepping into a different climate, a pocket of stolen summer in winter's heart. Lush, towering plants create a dense, verdant canopy, filtering the golden, unnatural light. Vines with iridescent leaves snaked across the glass ceiling, dripping with condensed moisture. The scent of exotic blooms, overwhelmingly sweet, hangs heavy in the humid, still air. Stitch marvels at the sheer scale of the botanical collection, a vibrant, living tapestry. His fingers brush against a giant fern, its fronds soft and velvety, almost inviting. Moss, however, feels a subtle wrongness beneath the surface of this vibrant, artificial paradise. The plants seem too perfect, too eager, their colors almost painfully saturated and intense. He senses a deep, underlying current of energy humming beneath the verdant, thriving facade. The sunlight within the glasshouse behaves in an unsettling, profoundly unnatural manner. It doesn't stream or filter. Instead, it seems to drift, slow and viscous, like liquid gold. Individual rays appear to possess substance, thick and shimmering, almost tangible to the eye. They move with a deliberate, languid pace, defying the natural laws of light and motion. The light feels heavy, as if burdened by its own stolen intensity. Trapped within the panes, it pools on the floor in luminous puddles, reflecting the vibrant foliage with eerie stillness. One particular sunbeam, thick and golden, begins to slowly bend towards the approaching crew. It curves with an almost sentient grace, drawing closer as if guided by an unseen will. The beam hesitates, then extends, a shimmering tendril directly towards Moss's outstretched hand. It pulses faintly, a gentle, warm pressure against his fur, as if in silent recognition. Moss stares, mesmerized, feeling a strange connection to this living, breathing light source. The sunbeam seems to whisper an ancient, forgotten language of warmth and longing to him. It retracts slowly, leaving a faint, lingering warmth on his paw, a ghostly, golden imprint. Stitch, ever observant, notices something peculiar drifting through the humid, sun-drenched air. Tiny particles, almost imperceptible, float in intricate, geometric patterns before his eyes. They are not ordinary pollen. These glint with a faint, metallic sheen, like microscopic dust. The particles coalesce and disperse with uncanny precision, forming ephemeral, shifting symbols. They resemble stylized fur, small wisps of golden brown, dancing in the thick, lazy light. He watches them, weave complex, almost intelligent designs, tracing unseen blueprints in the air. The patterns suggest a hidden order, an underlying code embedded within the very atmosphere. Stitch reaches out, trying to catch one, but it dissolves like smoke, leaving only warmth. He realizes this pollen is not organic. It is a manifestation of the stolen, manipulated energy. It is the very essence of the borrowed sun, fragmented and reorganized into new forms. Luma scans the air with her sensors, confirming the presence of highly concentrated thermal energy. The readings are off the charts, far exceeding any natural greenhouse environment could sustain. Pox examines the glass walls, searching for the source of this peculiar, heavy sunlight. He finds no obvious projectors or artificial light sources, deepening the mystery of its origin. The light feels ancient, a primal force, condensed and held captive within this luminous prison. The air hums with a deep, resonant frequency, a constant, pervasive drone of contained power. Every leaf, every petal seems to vibrate with this borrowed energy, almost humming in unison. The crew feels a growing sense of awe mixed with apprehension at this unnatural spectacle. They are witnessing a miracle of engineering and magic fueled by the town's quiet suffering. The glasshouse itself seems to breathe, its vast structure expanding and contracting. The stolen warmth has given it a life of its own, a vibrant, consuming sentience. This is not merely a building. It is a living entity, sustained by the town's dwindling heat. Moss feels a profound sadness for the trapped sunlight, a silent, yearning entity. It yearns for release, for the vast, open sky, instead of this glittering, gilded cage. He senses its silent plea, a desperate longing for freedom from its luxurious, golden prison. A soft murmur of voices reaches them from deeper within the glasshouse. Esberdan interior. They see figures moving among the plants. Town residents, seeking refuge from the persistent cold. Faces etched with weariness. They bask in the artificial warmth. A fragile, fleeting comfort. Children laugh, chasing sunbeams, oblivious to the hidden cost of their momentary joy. Elderly couples sit on benches, eyes closed, soaking in the borrowed heat like a precious balm. They whisper tales of warmer days, clinging to the illusion of summer within these walls. For them, this glasshouse is not a marvel. It is a sanctuary, a desperate escape from reality. It offers a fleeting respite, a fragile hope in the face of FluffTown's deepening chill. A wizened caretaker, his face lined with worry, approaches the crew with a hesitant, pleading gait. His clothes are threadbare, but his eyes hold a fierce, protective glimmer for his charge. He gestures around the vibrant, thriving ecosystem, his voice trembling with genuine concern. "Please," he implores, his words barely audible above the gentle hum of the glasshouse. "Do not break the only summer we have left," he whispers, a desperate plea in his voice. His eyes dart nervously, reflecting the glittering, unnatural light of the trapped sunbeams. He speaks of the town's need, the collective yearning for warmth in the ceaseless cold. He describes how people depend on this place for comfort, for hope, for a sense of normalcy. For many, the glasshouse is a symbol of resilience, a defiant bloom in a frozen world. Moss feels the profound weight of the caretaker's words, a heavy burden on his kind heart. He senses the deep desperation of the town, their collective yearning for warmth and light. The desperation clings to the glass, a palpable, invisible film of human need and longing. It permeates the air, a silent, aching cry echoing through the lush, vibrant foliage. The crew exchanges troubled glances, understanding the difficult ethical dilemma before them. To restore the town's heat means destroying this cherished, albeit stolen, illusion of summer. Luma hesitates, her analytical mind grappling with the emotional costs of their necessary intervention. Pox clenches his jaw, torn between duty and the palpable suffering reflected in the caretaker's eyes. Tick's calculations suddenly feel cold and stark, lacking the human element of this complex problem. Stitch looks at the happy faces of the children, a pang of empathy tightening his chest. They realize their actions, while righteous, will bring immediate, painful consequences to some. The glasshouse offers a beautiful lie, a temporary balm for a wound that needs true healing. Moss gently places a paw on the caretaker's arm, a silent gesture of profound understanding. He feels the tremor in the old man's hand, the fear of losing this precious, vibrante idiom. The ethical quandary looms large, a heavy shadow even amidst the glasshouse's radiant glow. They must choose between a comforting deception and a harsh, but necessary, truth for the decision weighs heavily, a silent burden carried by each member of the Fix-It crew. The air feels thick with unspoken pleas, the desperate hope of a town clinging to borrowed warmth. Their resolve is tested, challenged by the very people they are trying to help and protect. The glassed house, once a clear villain, now seems a complex, almost sympathetic entity. It fulfills a need, even if that need is met through illicit, unsustainable means. The vibrant flowers seem to droop slightly, as if sensing the impending, difficult choice. The trapped sunlight flickers, its golden glow momentarily dimming, a silent, subtle warning. The crew stands at a crossroads, their mission complicated by the fragile hopes of the town. They understand the profound, emotional costs of dismantling this beautiful, deceptive paradise. The weight of the town's dependency settles heavily upon the crew, a shared, silent burden. They exchange determined glances, reaffirming their commitment to the town's long-term well-being. A quiet resolve hardens their expressions, overriding the momentary pangs of empathetic doubt. The true warmth of home, they know, cannot be built upon stolen light or borrowed comfort. Their duty compels them forward, towards the dismantling of this beautiful, yet insidious, illusion. The caretaker watches them, his hopeful eyes slowly clouding with a quiet, resigned despair. Moss offers a final, sympathetic nod, acknowledging the painful necessity of their coming action. The vibrant hum of the Glasshouse continues, oblivious to the profound shift in their collective mood. A deep breath, a final moment of contemplation. Before the work truly begins, in earnest, Luma moves with renewed purpose, her holographic schematics glowing with urgent, new pathways. She initiates the rerouting sequence, carefully diverting the thermal output back to residential lines. Her fingers fly across the console, inputting complex commands with precision and unwavering focus. A delicate, almost imperceptible tremor runs through the Glasshouse as the energy shifts. The conduits hum with a different frequency now, a subtle change in their energetic pulse. She watches the thermal signatures on her screen slowly, steadily flow towards the town's homes. A faint, collective sigh seems to emanate from the ground, a subtle release of captured energy. Meanwhile, Pax works swiftly at the base of the Glasshouse, his tools clinking with practiced ease. He systematically dismantles the foundation-stamped siphon valves, one by careful one. Each valve is replaced with a neutral junction, designed to allow natural thermal flow. The brass of the old valves feels cold and heavy in his hands, a symbol of the theft. He works with a quiet fury, dismantling the insidious mechanisms of the Foundation's design. The air around him crackles faintly, as if the very structure resists his corrective actions. A faint, metallic groan echoes from deep within the Glasshouse's intricate, hidden machinery. Stitch, nimble and precise, descends into the newly exposed underground thermal conduit. He carefully applies layers of specially woven, insulated material, sealing the gaping energy wound. The insulation shimmers with a faint, protective aura, designed to prevent further siphoning. He works in the confined space, feeling the residual warmth of the stolen energy against his fur. The conduit, once a hungry maw, now begins to cool, its insatiable appetite finally curbed. The rhythmic drip of condensed water fills the chamber, a somber, echoing sound in the dark. He feels a sense of quiet satisfaction, mending the town's fractured, bleeding energy lines. The collective effort of the crew begins to mend the town's stolen vitality. Piece by piece, a subtle shift occurs in the air, a faint, almost imperceptible softening of the pervasive chill. The backlash is immediate and dramatic, a sudden, visceral rejection of their intervention. A collective gasp sweeps through the Glasshouse as the vibrant colors begin to fade. Flowers, once bursting with life, droop instantly, their petals wilting with startling speed. The lush foliage loses its vivid hue, turning dull and brittle as if drained of life. The entire ecosystem seems to recoil, shrinking inward as its stolen energy source vanishes. The air, once thick with sweet scents, now carries a faint, acrid smell of burning without flame. It's a scent of vital energy being consumed, of something precious being irrevocably lost. A chilling, ethereal whisper seems to emanate from the dying plants, a mournful, collective sigh. The brilliant, golden glow of the trapped sunlight begins to thin, losing its liquid density. It retracts from the panes, becoming ordinary, diffuse light, no longer thick or purposeful. The unique, geometric pollen patterns vanish, dissolving into mundane, invisible dust motes. The Glasshouse's internal hum falters, a stuttering, dying gasp of its vibrant, stolen life. The once radiant structure darkens perceptibly, its golden aura replaced by a somber, muted gray. The residents inside gasp in horror, witnessing the rapid, heartbreaking demise of their summer. Children begin to cry, their dreams of warmth evaporating with the fading, stolen light. The caretaker clutches his chest, watching his beloved, artificial paradise wither before his eyes. His face is a mask of anguish, reflecting the sudden, devastating loss of their fragile hope. Moss feels a pang of sorrow, even knowing this destruction is a necessary act of healing. The beauty was a lie, but its loss brings real, undeniable pain to the town's inhabitants. The air grows colder within the Glasshouse, mirroring the chill returning to the town's homes. As the Glasshouse cools, Something new begins to materialize on its now damp interior panes. Condensation forms rapidly, coalescing into intricate, precise blueprint symbols, stark against the glass. A clear, unmistakable door icon appears first, etched perfectly in the misty vapor. Beneath it, a stark, downward-pointing arrow forms, suggesting a path leading deep below. The symbols pulse faintly with a pale, internal light, an eerie, silent message from within. Then, words begin to form, slowly, deliberately, chillingly clear in the condensing moisture. Opening costs you, the message reads, each letter a stark, silent warning to the crew. The words seem to vibrate with an unseen energy, an ominous resonance in the chilling air. It is a direct address, a challenge from the hidden architects of FluffTown's strange reality. Ticks chronowatch suddenly flashes with an urgent crimson glow, catching his attention. The display blinks repeatedly. Asterisk, asterisk, 030, asterisk, asterisk, then again, asterisk, asterisk, 030, asterisk, asterisk, like a ticking, ominous meter. He realizes the number isn't a countdown. It's a debt, a cost being forcibly exacted. The Foundation is billing them, literally marking the price of their interference in its design. The glowing numbers on his watch feel like a brand, a mark of their defiance and its consequence. Luma scans the symbols, recognizing the Foundation's unique design language, its silent commands. Pox traces the door icon with a wary finger, feeling a strange, magnetic pull towards it. Stitch stares at the warning, a shiver running through him, a premonition of future trials. The condensation continues to drip, obscuring the message, then reforming it, a persistent echo. The Glasshouse, even in its dying state, still holds secrets, still serves a hidden purpose. It is not merely a structure. It is a conduit, a messenger for the unseen Foundation. Suddenly, from the last vestiges of the thinning, trapped sunlight, a singular beam emerges. It is unlike the others. This one possesses a focused, almost crystalline intensity, a final spark. The beam streaks across the darkening glasshouse, cutting through the chilling, humid air. It moves with a strange, deliberate grace, bypassing Luma, Pox, Tick, and Stitch entirely. The concentrated ray of light travels directly towards Moss, who stands mesmerized, unmoving. It touches his fur, a gentle, warm pressure against his shoulder, lingering for a precious moment. Then, just as swiftly as it appeared, the beam retracts, vanishing completely into the gloom. Moss looks down at his shoulder, a faint, brand-like pattern now etched into his soft fur. The mark is subtle, almost invisible, but it glows with a faint, internal, golden luminescence. It is the unmistakable, intricate seal of the Foundation, burned gently into his very being. A shiver, not of cold, but of profound destiny, courses through Moss's entire body. His eyes widen, reflecting the last, fading light of the glasshouse, now truly dark. He raises a trembling paw, touching the glowing mark. A silent, powerful connection made. Moss whispers, his voice barely audible above the sudden, oppressive silence of the glasshouse. "It chose me!" he breathes, the words heavy with a mixture of fear and profound understanding. The air crackles with unspoken questions, with the ominous weight of this new, personal burden. The Foundation has marked him, singled him out, for a purpose yet unknown, yet deeply felt. The glasshouse stands silent, a monument to stolen warmth and a chilling, new revelation. The faint glow on Moss's fur is the only light now, a beacon of an uncertain, dark future. The season's question echoes. If the map is alive, and it doesn't want you to leave, what does escape even mean when the very light chooses you for its own intricate game? The crew stares at Moss, their faces etched with a dawning, shared apprehension and concern. The journey into the Foundation's depths has just begun, and its cost is deeply personal. The mark burns softly, a silent promise, a chilling invitation to a destiny unforeseen.